Okay, Mama, we are
Okay,
live.
honey bun.
Hello, hello,
Hi.
hello. I am here
The
with
queen.
truly one of my favorite people in the whole wide world. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for my friend and yours, Naomi Watts. Naomi, how are you feeling tonight, Naomi?
Oh
Naomi.
my. Naomi is doing great. Call me Naomi for the rest of my life, please.
Wait, let's do it again. I'm gonna give you a real intro. Put your thing back on. Put your thing back on. Okay, back to one. Back to one. Back to one.
Back to what?
This is killing me right now. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for my former roommate, my dear friend, one of the greatest drag queens I've ever seen in my life, hailing from Ohio, Bootsy LaFerris. No, for real. For real, for
Bitch,
real.
Bootsy LaFerris would come for you because she is so hardcore South Carolina. Like, I'm talking like kill an alligator at lunch and have it for dinner. You know what I mean? That kind of South Carolina. Let's try one more time.
One more time, and I forget that because I met her in Ohio when I visited Otterbein, and I got drunk off my ass.
Well, the fact that you were at Irvine was scary enough. Hit it.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage one of my favorite people. You know him. He was absolutely. He has produced several movies. Give it up for Harvey Weinstein. Please give it up for one of my favorite people. He has stage managed a play that I've done before. He has acted in a play that I wrote before. She is one of the top drag queens, and I'm not even kidding when I say this. If there's, and I've said this on several other podcasts before, if there's one show that I'm like, I'm going, I have to be there. This bitch is gonna turn it out. It's Tammy Spenks. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, Tammy Spenks.
Hi.
How are you, Diva? First of all, can you tell the people where you are?
Absolutely. Well, for all of quarantine, I've been doing my live shows, reporting live from an undisclosed location in New York City. But since then, this week, I have made a move to the beautiful, the lovely Cherry Grove on Fire Island. And I have moved my ass into this house to isolate and quarantine until October, honey.
I love that. I think that's fucking genius. You were like, why would I sit in New York City when I can sit in the beach? Oh my God, we've got people in here. We've got Trey Gerald saying applause, applause. We've got Jokin69 saying thumbs up. Okay, absolutely,
Wait,
absolutely.
hold on.
Ask
I
us
can't
questions.
see the live comments, right? Just you can?
You can go to YouTube and look if you want.
Oh, on my computer, maybe?
Yeah, on your computer. All I will say to these people, Trey Gerald says, I was waitlisted for Otterbein work.
Work. Could
Work.
someone on my computer from the top bunk if you have it? And then I'll log on and I can see this.
My favorite thing about you as your former roommate is that you behave the way you just behaved all of the time. You are constantly the queen of the castle. You're like, can someone
shut up?
can someone
Stop
just
it.
grab me? Can someone just grab me a quick?
I didn't. Oh, you better
Could
not.
someone
I'm the
just
nicest. Here, let me give my own
you're
intro
very
for
nice.
everyone that's watching.
Oh yeah, give your intro. Okay.
So I am known as the nicest and most humble queen of New York City. And just like my sis, Britta Filter, I will say it 15 times. I'm from New York City, bitch, but I am the humble one. My name's Tammy Spenks. Thank you. I'm shy.
Thank you. I'm shy. Wait, I'm changing the meeting room to Slumber Party Live. Tammy,
The title?
if you're on Drag Race, what would your entrance be?
I've actually practiced this a few times.
How would it go?
Do you want a full body?
Yes, absolutely. Give us that full body. Oh yes, come on, Badger Tail.
I'm a beaver.
Is that your entrance line?
This is my entrance. Clap, 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 clap.
Oh.
I could drive a bus full of kindergartners right now. It doesn't make any sense, but I have one more.
Okay.
Clap, 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 clap. Those are heels. Clap, clap. Hope you're hungry.
I love the little wing.
I think hope you're hungry is good.
Hope You're Hungry is really good. I love that. Do you want to be on that show or do you care?
I do. So here's my thing. Before we do this, can we do a cheers and have a drink with everyone watching?
Girl, everyone watching, please just have a cheers for a moment. Lift up your glasses if you're
If
watching
you
us.
have a glass, put it in your hand. I just want to give a special thank you to everyone. Thank you for Tim for having me, and let's have a great fucking time. Oh, I don't know if we're allowed to say the effort, but yes. Cheers.
We are. I already did. Cheers, bitch. I really love you. Thank you for doing this.
I
was
love you.
having like a kind of a terrible. You've had a tough couple of weeks, and I've had a tough couple of weeks. And I called you recently, and it made me feel so much better. You're just like you're such a fun person, and I feel like for everyone sitting around, and not to get like a sappy little bitch, but for everyone sitting around doing quarantine right now, it's like everyone's having a hard time just kind of sitting and doing nothing. And you are the type of person that I feel like we all need to be like, because you have always found the fun.
Well, thank you. I take that as a huge compliment. Here's my thing. You know, I'm a human as well. And that's like why I love to entertain. That's my drag persona. That's what I do. It's why I do what I do. But like, we're all fucking human, you know? And this quarantine, if anything, has taught me and a lot of my friends that are performers that, you know, when everything fails, when everything goes downhill, everyone relies on performers for entertainment and to feel better. And so you know, you can go through your thing, but we have a duty not to be like, you know, crazy about this, but we do have a duty as performers. This is like when people need us. This is the time when, you know, we're needed, but we're human. And but I appreciate you saying that so much, because you know, I've been in my own places for this. I've been in my own places. And when you have to, you know, when you feel the need to do a show or people want you to do a show, it's like, well, they're asking for this because they need me to do this for them. So it helps to do that. But yeah, thank you for saying that. It means a lot to me. That's why we do it.
That's why we do it. And you are that person on and off stage, which I really appreciate, because I will fully admit I'm not that person always off stage. You've lived with me. You know, I can be like really self-serious and really, maybe not self-serious, but really like serious and really like,
yeah. I can be too though.
But it's great that it's great that what you said is so fucking true, because I mean, we're not the first people to be saying this, obviously, but like, this is what everyone is doing right now, is like looking for storytellers and funny people and people who can take us out of like the mundane like life that we're living. And the reason that I do this is because when I was growing up, I was like, I want to be a performer of some kind, because none of the rest of this shit works for me. I do not belong here. None of this was right. I won't be a teacher. I won't be a lawyer. I won't be a doctor in this town. I will not stay here. I have to like be one of the people that is commenting on the way that the world functions, because I don't like it and I don't see myself in it.
Yeah. I completely hear you. You asked me where I was, and this is kind of coming out of that. So I live in New York City, for anyone watching. And, you know, beyond being a drag queen in New York City, which I, first of all, love that Tim asked me to do this out of drag, because that's how we know each other first and have met each other. And I just love that we're doing this, because normally I would have been in drag, and we'll probably do another one where I am in drag, but like, this is us. So I love that I'm here doing it, you know, out of drag. But, you know, being in New York, I went through a lot in the quarantine in the past time, and I made a decision that, you know, I needed to get out of the city to finish the quarantine, whenever that may be, but to go on the next journey of this thing we're doing right now. Yeah. So I went to my place on Fire Island, and I moved in here a couple of days ago, and I'm spending the rest of my time here for the time being. And it was really nice. I had to do it. I had to make an escape. So We're here. We're doing the entertainment for y'all. We're making y'all feel good. And
yes, God.
if you're watching entertainers and you're watching people like Tim and you're watching people like myself, just remember these people that are giving you shows, we're also going through it with you guys. But this is to make you feel good. And this is what we do to make us feel good. So lean into it, get into it. And we're all going through the same thing in a different way.
And we're gonna rebuild this fucking world together and figure out what it is and what it means, because it is getting crazy out there. Like I feel like more people are losing their jobs than not, and we get to. I mean, that is scary and sad and horrible, and lots of people are dying. But we have to figure out a way to move forward. And I think the way to do that is like the positive spin on that is we have always had to fit ourselves into whatever this society has created for the last several thousand years, and now we get to reinvent it with each other. And maybe that means like saving the damn planet and like figuring out a way to do more stuff online and make people laugh online and not pollute. Captain Planet, he's a hero.
Well, listen, honey, queer people have been getting it together for themselves forever. There was a time when queer people didn't have anyone else to rely on, and they did it for themselves. And now we're in a place we're gonna do it. It's great. Everyone's, we're gonna get through it.
It's gonna be great.
Let's talk about some dicks or something.
Well, Nicholas Kim on the chat asks, what is the craziest story you have of the other? And I feel like
of the other.
What is the craziest story you have about me, and what's my craziest story I have about you?
Oh.
Just so you know, if you have a really crazy one, that's fine. There's nothing. I'm a completely open book, especially on this podcast. There's nothing. If it's sexual, that's fine. I'm trying to think of what.
If it's sexual, that's fine. If anyone got that, if you can just quote that.
Just so you guys know, if it's sexual, that's fine.
You are very sexy, Tim Murray. I want to tell you, you've really become the sex icon that we've all craved and needed. Can we take a look at this photo behind you real quick? Can you duck?
See,
I look like I smoked about a pound of marijuana in that photo.
And that's very likely. Do you know what that is? That's the world famous finale party, a play that I wrote that Tim starred in. We should release that. I have the video of it somewhere. We should release it. You were so funny in that show. So
I haven't watched the video yet, but I also just have to take note that for the first time, I think ever on a live video, you just revealed my government name, which happens to be the same as yours. And can we just tell the world that Tim Murray and I have the same name? My name is also Tim.
Name sisters, and my drag name is also Tammy. That's not true. But that's not true. But do you remember when we were together at DragCon and you met another Tammy drag queen? She goes, "Oh, you're Tammy? I'm also Tammy." And you said
in the food court. In the food court,
you said direct quote, "Oh, I never met another Tammy drag queen. I don't like it."
I literally said that. Listen, there aren't a lot of Tammys. There aren't a lot of Tammys. I welcome all Tammys, but there aren't a lot. So I was a little taken back. I need to get my phone plugged in at some point. So anyway,
do you want to plug it in?
The riggery in this house. No, I'm fine. I have 20%. I'm an idiot and forgot to plug my phone in, but we'll get there. It'll be great.
We'll get
so
there.
You had a question. What do we best story about each other?
Yeah, the craziest story about each other.
I hope yours is good.
I'm trying to think. I have a lot about you. Some of them are about like watching you perform as a queen and that wild child side, and then some of them are like old school ones, but I don't know if we've been fucked up together a lot, so I don't know if I remember them in full.
I know. I feel like most of my shareable memories with you are like when we were working together, because Tim Murray and I have worked together on a lot of, some of you may not know because he's taken over the world with Superstar Sensation as a stand-up comedian, but he is a world-class playwright and actor, if I dare say, but you better. You fucking better. Who is that? Eden Espinosa?
How dare you? That's Adele Dazeem.
That's Adele Dazeem?
That's Idina Menzel in the very first promo shot for Wicked.
if my piano was plugged in, and by my piano, I mean someone else's piano, I would do a number right now.
I got you, bitch. You ready? Something has changed. I don't know if that's the first chord or not.
Something has changed within me. Okay, we're not doing this. Anyway, what I was saying was...
Someone just said, who was that crawling behind Tammy? And by someone, I mean Trey Gerald. And James O'Black asks, what's your favorite verse of the Cell Block Tango? Mine is, he saw himself as alive, and I saw him dead.
Do you want my full body enactment of my reenactment? I also have to tell the audience, I've had a few cocktails.
I think they know. Who, James, is that you crawling? Okay, our craziest stories about each other. Our craziest stories about each other. Do you have one? Because I'm trying to think of mine for you.
Okay, so I like wish I'm trying to think because I know we have good ones. Okay, I'm gonna go way back many centuries ago, not long after the Bible began.
Let's go back.
Those are for all my Joseph fans out there.
For all my
I want to give a big shout out to my beautiful human of a roommate, Nick, who just set up my phone charging station.
Nick, we love ya.
He was the one screaming in the background. I'm just kidding. And by screaming, I mean being very discreet. All right. Tim Murray and I actually met during my senior showcase in New York City, circa 2010. Pew, 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 pew. And Tim knew one of my classmates, and so he was at my, I don't know, senior showcases. Can we talk about senior showcases, musical theater?
Let's talk about
anyway,
showcase.
We'll get into that. Tim Murray and I met.
You sang Susical, I'll never forget.
I slayed. I had many.
Why do you think I wanted to be friends with you? Why do you think I wanted to be friends with you?
Yeah, I know.
You were good.
I would want to be friends with me too. Look at these teeth.
Go off, queen. Look at those chompers.
Oh. Anyway, we met at my showcase, and then I did a contract, and I was working in Florida, and the next time we hung out was Pride in Miami. I was rehearsing in Hollywood, Florida. Tim Murray said, "Hey girl, take a cab to Miami." And I said, "I don't know what that means." Sure. And then like $187.99 later, I arrived in Miami, and we went to Twist nightclub. And I had never been to a multi-level gay bar in my entire life. And all I remember, I don't know what, to be honest, Tim Murray, I don't remember what happened, but the only thing I remember is every floor of that nightclub had a different theme. And I was so Twisty the clown face that I came up to you and I was like, "What? Where are we? What's going on?" And I was so confused. And the only thing that you told me was just keep going to the top and then work your way back down. And I went to like 17 rooms. I don't know what happened. That's the first memory I have of Tim Murray, is guiding me through Twist nightclub.
That was one of the most fun nights of my whole life, because that was the end of my senior year of college. You were ending college. And I feel like we just were like, we had no real reason to become friends, but we were like, let's be friends. And
yeah.
I was like, let's go out. I'm going to take you out of Miami. And we were like basically like building our New York community pre-moving to New York. And like, we went out together, and that was just that was like one of those nights where I was really letting my hair down. And I just remember like we went into like the stripper room, and I
was with your friend that I had a crush on for so long.
Rob Nanas,
if you're watching live, I had a crush on you. Oh, she said he's not.
He's not watching.
Where's the shade buttons? Where's my soundboard?
Shade.
Okay, anyway, I had a huge crush on Rob Nanas.
Yeah, we love
that. Was a boring story. Should we talk about Mortimer, or is that for later?
You can talk about Mortimer. I don't know what you're gonna say, but go for it. I'll tell one about you, and then you talk about Mortimer.
Oh yeah, you gotta tell me a story. We'll do Mortimer later.
So when I saw you do a show with Britta Filter in New York City, we were so excited to go support you and watch you, and you were really showing off because your friends were there and you were having a time
What
of
do
it.
you mean? What do you mean? I do the same show every night. This show is frozen, honey.
You walked up backstage, and from backstage, we just heard in your boy voice, but as a full female Tammy Fantasy, I will find my way. I can go the distance. And you came out and you sang live all of Go the Distance from Hercules. And then you dropped.
Right.
You had your full drag on and you dropped into a log roll. And you log rolled off the stage through the audience, and we all jumped over you.
During Go the Distance?
Yes.
God.
It didn't make a lot of sense, but man, was it funny. And then you stood up and you were like, but to look beyond the glory is the, and then you stretched your leg on the banister of the club of Boots and Saddles, and you just continued to do the rest of the song in a full ballet stretch. And then when that was over, they did Drag Suicides, and they were like, okay, for those of you listening who don't know Drag Suicides are, they throw a song at them and then they have to lip sync to no matter what it was. It was you versus Britta, and you didn't know even a single word of the song. And I swear to God, out of nowhere, you without missing a beat, you looked out at the audience like, I'm not threatened. You weren't doing a single thing with your lips, and you just lifted up a bucket of Buffalo Wild Wings. And
this night was legendary. This was a legendary evening. Let me tell you, finish your story.
That's it, really. I was just like, okay, this is like no drag show I've ever seen and probably ever will see again in my life.
So for those of you that are watching, I used to do a show with the amazing Britta Filter, who is one of my best friends. You can catch her on season 12 of RuPaul's Drag Race. We did a show together called Thick Thursdays. Figure it out. And
figure it out.
Somebody brought us about $80 worth of to-go Buffalo Wild Wings. And I didn't know the words mostly to a number. And I just said, you know what? Here's the moment. Let me eat some Buffalo Wild Wings.
It was so magical. My other favorite story of you is I'm wearing this in to commemorate you because we spent Hurricane Sandy together. Me, you, Eric Fire, James O'Black, who's in the room, and his friend Mike and Brandon Michael Fleming, and maybe one other person.
Eric
Fire. Because Eric and I were working at a wine bar together, and we found out the hurricane was coming, and we were like, oh, NTM, we got to get to shelter. And as we were yelling that, he goes to go up to Harlem to go alone. So you used to work at Raposo with me. I worked at Raposo. We both were fired.
We worked at this horrible wine bar in Hell's Kitchen, guys.
You guys, they fired every single person. They treated us like absolute crap. They would take money out of our paychecks for staff meals, whether we ate or not. And then sometimes they would refuse to feed us. The chefs, if we didn't give the chefs beer during the shift, who I love, shout out to the chefs who I love.
Shout out. Are they alive still? What's his name? Victor. Victor used to want to put his penne in my culo. But I'm going to tell you what. Let me tell you something about Raposo, honey. This will make us all feel better. Guess what's a fucking barber shop now? Raposo
46.
It's a fucking barber shop. Don't come for me.
Mama, they had 4 restaurants when we started working for them. Then they fired, I'm not kidding, I could probably name off right now 20 people that we know that they fired. Guess how many restaurants they have left of the 4? 0, bitch. Raposo 72 closed down well before.
No!
Oh yeah, mama. Oh yeah, they can't keep shit open. And
Raposo was great if they could have got their shit together. The food was great. Awesome. The wine was great. The service was great.
Honey, the service was everything. But so we were in that wine bar, and then he was like, I'm gonna go home to Harlem. And I was like, no, come with me to Tammy's. I'm gonna camp out at Tammy's for all of the hurricane. And he was like, no, I'm gonna go home to Harlem. I'm about to get on the train. I get a text from Eric, and he's like, fuck this, I'm coming with you. And we camped out at your place for like 7 days. And I swear, we just drank all day and got high off that pink bear in the background all day long. And then we got so fucked up. Oh, do you remember the game we used to play? We played a game that we called the Pitch Perfect game. We could play right now.
I'm ready. Wait,
okay,
what?
we start to sing a song, and then as you sing, you try to steal the lyric from the person and take the song with you.
We did play that.
But so that turned into just straight up doing concerts for each other. And you were so high, and you sang "In His Eyes" from Jekyll and Hyde.
Hi.
And at the end of it, you were like, "In his eyes," and then it ended, and you were like holding up the note, standing on your bed, performing for all of us, just belt screaming. And at the end, you go, "I hate to be a bitch, but I sound absolutely amazing today." This is my favorite line.
I hate to be a bitch, but I sound absolutely amazing. Also sounds like me. What was that you just poured in your glass?
Water. This is water.
This is plum water.
Plum water.
What is this? All right.
So that's one of my favorite stories of you. Yeah, what was that? A shot? Is it ketchup?
Yeah, I'm gonna have a little shot of tequila, but it's just a baby.
Trey Gerald wants to know Lucy or Emma.
For me, Lucy for sure.
Yeah, it's got to be Lucy. Diana DeGarmo doing Lucy. Come on.
Sorry, it's the same kind of thing as What's Her Puss in Miss Saigon. We're rooting for Kim. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's very that. It's like
same kind of same gig.
It's the girl who's not getting it. It's
same gig. Yeah, we're not rooting for Cosette. We're rooting for Epony. We're not rooting for what's her name. We're rooting for Kim. We're not rooting for.
We're not rooting for Elphaba. We're rooting for Dr. Dillamond. Come on.
Hello. I am Dr. Dillamond. Cheers.
I mean, me too. Cheers.
If you have a drink, everybody watching, cheers. Raise your
cheers,
glass.
you guys.
Thank you for watching.
If you want us to play a drinking game, we'll do that too. Tammy, Ray Cruz wants to know, what is your craziest show experience on Fire Island?
My craziest. Wait, can you read that one more time?
What's your craziest show experience on Fire Island?
Show experience. All right. Well, cheers, everybody.
She's gonna think about it. If you don't have the answer, we can move on. You want to think about it?
Show experience. We'll come back. Yeah.
We'll come back to it. But Ray, we're gonna put it.
I have a lot of Fire Island experiences. Show experiences, for some reason, are the least of my memories, but we'll get back to this.
That picture of you on Fire Island from maybe 2 summers ago when you were singing full belt in that old couple's face.
And my brunch.
At your brunch, and their faces are down. They're
eating their eggs, and there's a full professional photo of me singing live, and no one's there. They couldn't be more bothered. Like,
they're not into it.
Anyway,
what was I gonna ask you?
I'm sunburnt, Tim. I wanted to tell you, for all the viewers, don't be concerned. I'm sunburnt. It's not from sitting on the beach. It's from riding with a sunroof open on Long Island. So unfortunately, there's no exciting news here.
It doesn't look terrible. It looks kind of like a good tan so far. I mean, a little bit on the head. That looks like it's gonna hurt.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, hello, Beaver.
Her name is Beaver Ages, spelled like beverages.
Beaver Ages. Oh, bitch, do you know what crazy story I have?
Please.
This only includes part of you, I think. But the rest of it is me, and the people listening are gonna hate it. But were you there when we went to Britta's open bar way before she was doing drag? When we went to her open bar birthday party on the Upper East Side, probably 6 years ago.
No, I didn't know Britta until drag. We met in drag.
Okay. Well, tell this story anyway.
Tell the story anyway.
It was an open bar for Britta's birthday, and we got so drunk because I was probably 25, 26 at this open bar, and I started making out with this guy who's a piano player, and which already the yellow flag. Hear that, James?
Piano players. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
We love our accompanists. So I'm making out with this guy. We're both really, really drunk. I go back to his place. We are hooking up. We have to stop hooking up because we're that level of drunk. and we do.
You're like, I might puke on your dick kind of thing.
Exactly, mama. And so
are there children on this?
Yeah, 13, 11, 10-year-olds. No, there's no children on here. We don't allow.
Okay, great.
children.
Anyway, continue. You were so drunk.
So drunk. And so I'm hooking up with this accompanist and we pass out in the middle of the night, maybe like 3, 4 in the morning. I'm wedged in between the wall and him and then the door. So I have to climb over him to vomit. And I start vomiting over him onto the floor. And then I vomit as I'm walking through his whole house. Like vomiting through his hallway.
I've been there.
I know you have. I vomit all over. I vomit all over his apartment, all over his bathroom, everywhere but the toilet. And I am the kind of ill where I'm like, I could not clean this up if I wanted to. Like I could barely lift my arms. I was
like, if you could have escaped in a puff of smoke, you would have in an instant.
I would have, but I couldn't move. Like I couldn't get in an Uber. Like I was like, I crawl. I was that kind of alcohol poisoned. I crawl back to the bed. I climb in the bed and I pray to God. I say, dear God, Jesus, Lord in heaven, please let me fall asleep. Like that is all I can beg. Like if I drown in my own vomit, fine. But like, please let me fall asleep.
Take me out of this moment we're in now.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever you got to do.
Thankfully, I fall asleep. I wake up the next morning, not remembering most of that. He starts hooking up with me. And when I can smell my own breath, I'm remembering what's happening. So we hook up. When we're done hooking up, I go to look at my phone. Mama, I'm 45 minutes late to my shift at Reposo to open up for brunch. I'm already, where I am in Harlem, already 45 minutes late. So I'm like, I'm so sorry. I have to go right now. I was like, I have to leave. I dart out of there. As I'm darting out of there, I see all my vomit that I forgot to clean up the night before. And I just bolt for it. And I just make a run for the door. And I never saw him again until 6 months later. He's my accompanist for an audition.
No.
For the Book of Mormon.
No. In the words of Jan Sport, not this.
Not this. Not this. Speaking of Jan Sport, let's make a Jansition. Oh, see what I did there.
Jansition.
To talking about Drag Race.
Yeah. Cheers. Let's talk about Drag Race. Who's in the... I don't have a comment bar next to me, so I can't... Oh, are we here? Oh, I suddenly have a comment bar. Hold on. Okay. Does anyone have any questions? Let's see here. Oh my God.
I think we answered all the questions.
Okay,
except for Ray Cruz's question about if you have a crazy Fire Island story that's not a performance story, I'm sure they would love to hear that as well.
Well, Fire Island is an amazing place. I want to tell everyone, if you want to come visit, it's lovely. It is my second home. This is my 4th season working here and my 7th season visiting. Pew, 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 pew. Look at that tan line. Whoa. Holy shit. I'm seeing this for the first time.
Nicholas Kim says, wow. Mine story or Grove's story. And Trey Gerald says, Tammy, how did you get your name? How did you get your name?
How did I get my name? So my boy name is Tim. And of course, when I was growing up and in college, everybody called me Tammy. Like, I think it was just like a Tim. They'd be like, Tammy, everybody gets a little nickname when you're gay. Like, I don't know. And so my nickname was always Tammy. So I actually started drag with Dusty Ray Bottoms. Shout out. We love you, Dusty.
Love you, Dusty.
So we started drag together, and the first show we ever had together, I was getting into drag literally with Dusty, and we were going to our show.
How old are you?
How
old are you at this point? Like 20?
Yeah. And
were you young? Were you like high schooler? I missed that. Sorry.
No, this is New York. This is
yeah.
So I've been doing.
You know Dusty from way back when. From Ohio.
Well, yeah, Dusty and I went to college together, so I've known Dusty for a long time. But then anyway, we had like a resurgence in New York, and we started to drive together. This was like 6 years ago, I think, at this point. Anyway, we're getting ready. Long story short, I lived in Astoria, and there were only a couple of gay bars in Astoria, but they weren't like really the thing. And I wasn't in the drag scene or the gay nightlife at all. So it was very like, I wasn't in that scene. But then I lived in Astoria, a new gay bar opened, and I just walked my happy ass right in there. Had never done drag, but I was looking for a bartending job. So I walked in and I was like, hey, I know you guys are opening, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, yeah, absolutely. Give me your number. So he texts me 3 days later and he's like, I want you to do a drag show. And I was like, first of all, how dare you collect from me that I'm a drag queen on the first time we met? I've literally spoken to you once. I was not a drag queen, but I was like, okay, here's an opportunity. And I said, well, here's the thing. My friend, because Dusty was looking to start drag before I was. And I was like, my friend wants to do a drag show. Let me ask him. I was like, Dusty, drag show. Here we go. Astoria. I got it lined up for you, babe. And he was like, well, I'll do this if you do it with me. And I was like, okay. So we started this drag show in Astoria. No idea what was going on. We did the show. And turns out we're stars. Everybody drank.
Everybody drank. Wait, and you were like, everyone's used to call me Tammy, so I'll be Tammy Spenks.
Oh yeah, name. Forgot where we were going with this question. Thank you for bringing me back, Rachel Maddow. What I meant was
back to the facts.
Facts to facts. So we were getting ready for our first show. We're on the way to the venue. I was on the flyer as Tammy. Just Tammy.
I kind of love that.
Which I kind of loved.
I kind of love that too.
And Dusty goes, you need to have a last name. And I was like, okay. And I was literally, as we had this conversation, pulling up Spenks over, my body. I was like getting into drag. And he's like, why don't you be Tammy Spenks? So honestly, I have to say, it might have been a collaboration. I can't remember the full conversation because we were probably drunk as fuck. But I have to say that Dusty Ray Bottoms probably has some sort of contribution to this last name. I don't remember when it came, but I remember it was right before our first show, and I was literally getting dressed into Spanx. And we said, let's make my last name Spanx. So I started with S-P-E, accent Egu, French, N-K-S, to be different. I thought it would be cute to be different. And then about 3 years into my drag career, I realized that was stupid and that I needed to do something that was a little more accessible. So I changed the spelling to the brand name, and I've only received one cease and desist since then.
From Spank Company?
From the Spanx Company.
Wait, that's
But my lawyer fought it, and the only thing I'm not allowed to do is create a woman's binding garment called Spanx, which we're fine with that. So I'm okay.
That's great. We should have Dusty on here because that's fun that he helped create your name, because I think I might have had a hand in his last name.
And I think this might be where Mortimer comes in.
Tell this story. You can tell about Mortimer.
Well, I'm actually not
any special.
I'm actually not the first-hand Mortimer storyteller. James, there's someone else.
And tell them
there's actually someone else that is like a first.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage James O'Block. Yoo-hoo! Oh, the comment section's about to light up. Now there's cuties out here.
Put your hood on.
Sorry, I never even have said that word today. I don't know where that's coming from. I'm so ashamed. But in case anyone's wondering, Mortimer is Tim Murray's dick.
And James, how do you know this?
Because we worked in a summer stock in Maine in which we had to dress up as big furry creatures.
Yeah, but how?
And yours happened to be a big moose that was named Mortimer.
Yeah, but how did you know what my penis is like?
because you could see through it in the big furry animal, and it would poke out of Mortimer when kids were taking pictures with it.
Okay.
James, tell the real story of why you guys used to chant that at me. Do you remember that?
Because we'd want to see it more.
You would hold me down. You and the girls. Yes, this happened. You and the girls were.
Are you claiming assault?
Yes.
I'm calling my agent Allison Mossy right now.
This actually, we have Allison Mossy here on the phone right now, and we wanted to let you know that we would love to get you in for a meeting. We just are going to need you to run the New York City Marathon and bulk up a lot.
So I gave James this Care Bear outfit, and it's his, it belongs to him, and I gave him this. Look at this. There's a heart on the booty. James is so James and I have been quarantining together. We're roommates, and thank you, James.
Wait, James,
I better be getting paid for this.
James, before you go, you guys used to hold me down. You would hold me down, and because the girls would want to see it, and
honey, the tea is coming in piping hot.
You had already seen it, but the girls wanted to see it, so they would hold me down and they would yell, "Mortimer, Mortimer, Mortimer," and then one of them would pull my pants down.
Wow.
Just do this face.
Wow.
Just do this face.
Wow.
No, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, thank you, James, so much. Thank you. So James and I did
thanks.
we did work at a summer stock theater together, and I was a moose for most of the summer. James was heartthrob Zac Efron in High School Musical, and I was a moose.
Of course. And what's funny is we met before you and James met, but James and I went to school together, so we had already known each other, and then you met. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah.
Who knew that there was a moose in High School Musical? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
James O'Black, you can catch his show on Instagram tomorrow night, Monday night, at James O'Black. He's doing a show. Sorry, shameless plug.
Yeah, follow him on Instagram. James is very cute and very funny, and we love him at James O'Black.
James O'Black.
For the rest of the time, we just say at James O'Black.
At James O'Black. There's a dot, I guess.
Oh, there's a dot. I'm a little drunk. Are we gonna get in trouble for some of the things that we've said?
I don't know. Look at me. I look like a fucking lobster.
Listen, I think it's important to make light of some situations because times are dark. Wait, what was I going to tell you about? We talked about Mortimer. We talked about Fire Island stories, and now we have to. Let's talk about Drag Race. We have intel. We have some tea. Boo 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 boo. Breaking news. I had heard this rumor before this most recent episode aired. A friend came up to me on the street. I'll tell what I know of the rumor, and then you take it from there.
Sure.
I had heard on the streets of Los Angeles, a friend came up to me and he said, they filmed more than one ending for this most recent episode that we saw. And I said, sir, no, that's not what happens. I said, they film more than one ending for the finale. So no one knows who wins. They film all of them winning the crown, but they don't film more than one ending for like the elimination episode. And he said, oh yes, they do, mama. And yes, they did. He said,
they've never done before.
But this is the first time?
As far as I know, listen, I wasn't there, but I do know, first of all, I want to give it up to everyone. This season has been incredible to watch, truly. And like, I have a lot of friends on this season, and Jackie is one of my friends as a New York City drag queen. I love her.
I love her so much.
Yeah.
What a
do
fucking
too.
Wonderful addition to this television show, and this, like, she's just like, I said this to Britta when she was on, but like, it's really great. My problems with seasons in the past have been like, the queens that don't win, like, we need personality. Like, we need an Alyssa Edwards, but the problem is you can't go on there and try to be Alyssa Edwards. You gotta be yourself. And Jackie just walked in there and was like so herself. It was so like mature and fun. It was great.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, she did a great job. And the thing with Crystal too is you have to remember, like, in the past few years I've had a lot of friends on Drag Race, so I've really gotten to see, like, I know who these people are, and then I see them go on the show and I see sort of what happens with the show. And the thing to remember is, like, it's a reality show, you know, it's Drag Race, but it is a reality show, and you have to remember that. I'm so happy. Like, I'm so proud of Jackie as a colleague and a sister and a New York queen. Like, I'm so proud of all the girls. But yeah, I think they, you know, what I heard was that they did film them both separately, making the top 4. And, you know, I think they didn't really know themselves what was going to happen with the audience with the two of them. So as the show went on, obviously Crystal Method, whom we stan. I love you, Crystal. You're my fucking girl. I think she really slayed it. But I think Crystal had that arc, you know, that really rose her to the top toward the end of the season, which is what you have to do. It's all in editing, and it's all in what you do in the room. But like, Crystal really rose, and I love Jackie. I'm so proud of her. I'm glad that she got to share her story, but I'm really proud of Crystal Method, and I'm
confused though. Did they film Crystal winning and Jackie winning and both of them staying, or just Crystal winning and just Jackie winning?
I don't know for sure, but I think they just filmed them both winning. I think it was like an option.
It was one or the other.
Yeah. Because I'm sure when they were putting the season together, they got to a point where they were like,
what do we do? Like, everyone's so fucking
like, yeah, like, yeah. They don't know what's gonna happen, because when they're filming and like whatever, they haven't edited yet. So it's like they don't know what's gonna happen either. But I'm sure, I mean, they've been doing it for so long, 12 seasons now, they know what to do. But anyway.
Have you seen the that is intel, that is secret intel, and that is secret tea, and we love that here at Slumber Party.
It may or may not be true. I'm no one. I'm not Rachel Maddow.
You are Rachel Maddow to me.
As much as I wish.
Have you seen the attention online that Crystal is getting? All the retweets and likes are for, like, what team are you for? Crystal has like double what Gigi and Jada have.
Yeah,
that makes me think
we'll see. I mean, they haven't had an underdog winner on Drag Race in a really long time. Jada is incredible. I love
Jada. I love her.
Yeah, I love Jada. Jada is one of those queens that was kind of vetted for a long time to be on the show. She has a great reputation, and you know, I would love to see Jada take the crown, to be honest. And yeah, I think that's my vote. I don't mean to like give it out like that, but I love everyone that's still on the show, but like, I love Jada. I think Jada it's kind of, she deserves it. I also have such a love for an underdog though. Like, Crystal is slaying, and I love that. And we haven't had an underdog win RuPaul's Drag Race in a really long time. So,
well, Sasha Velour.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe not an underdog, but like, Shave Coulee won 4 challenges last season.
I know it's hard for me because I like know these girls from New York, so it's like
you weren't looking at her like that.
It's like a different retrospect. But you're right. I guess Sasha was a bit of an underdog. I guess.
Like, it was definitely surprising that she knocked Shay out of the running for that crown. I was like, as someone who doesn't know her and only was watching her on the show, that was definitely surprising. Yeah, Aquaria was very much like clearly the winner the whole time. Evie Oddly was pretty much clearly the winner the whole time, I would say too. Yeah, you're right. It would be nice. It would be nice to see an underdog win. I don't love that as a viewer. Like, I like for it to go to the.
Who do you want to win? Who do you want to win?
Well, I'm going to contradict myself right now because I don't love that as a viewer. I think the girl who wins the most on the show should win. Like, that feels like cut and dry to me.
Like a rubric. Like, you won the most challenges.
Yeah.
This is Bob and Monet actually on their podcast. Shout out, not to sponsor, but they have a podcast and they talked about that. They're like, what is the criteria?
Yeah.
Is it who wins the most challenges? The bottom line is up to RuPaul, of course, as we all know. But it is fun to think about, like, yeah, like what's your resume? I'm a Survivor super fan. I'm like, what's your Drag Race resume?
Yeah.
When you're on Survivor, you have to present your resume to win at the end. What's your resume with Drag Race? How many challenges did you win? That's how I feel.
And so that is how I feel. So in that respect, like you can't watch this season back and not be like the crown belongs to Gigi. It just does.
Yeah.
But I want Jada to win. I love Jada. I think she is like, I think there's not again, but again, that's the other thing I guess about Crystal too, is like then there's all the stuff that isn't seen in the edit that you're seeing that is important to take into account. Like Crystal was really fierce in the makeover challenge, but didn't get a technical win. But like the thing that I think they don't talk about enough on that show is like Jada made almost every single freaking thing that you see on that runway herself.
Yeah.
Like she designed and made it. That to me is like, and her make every time they cut to Untucked, I just look at her makeup and I'm like, whoa.
I know. Well, Jada's an old school queen. She's a pageant girl. She comes from that network where people love her and respect her. And that's why people have been begging for her to be on the show for so long.
Here's the other thing. I want to know what you think about this as a drag queen, because this is a theory that I have that might be like debunked easily, but I love the weird queens. I always do, like everybody does, but I do think there's something a little that I don't love about the fandom. Always, without fail, jumping on the weirdest queen and loving them and like being like, yes, since Sharon Needles, all the way through Sasha Velour, all the way through Crystal Method, Evie Oddly, like the queen that is doing the least female impersonation. There's something about the fandom loving that I don't love, that I think is not, feels a little homophobic, to be honest. It feels a little bit like straight people that are like, well, that person was a lion on the runway and I like that better than seeing that fag in a wig. Does feel a little bit like that to me. And I think it really devalues the kind of drag that like Asia O'Hara, Trinity Tuck, and Jada are doing, which is like pageant drag, which like that a pageant. I mean, has a pageant queen ever won that show other than Trinity tying for All Stars 4?
Well, Tyra Sanchez was a pageant girl. I mean, yeah, I think there have been pageant girls that won. I'm a little too on a different level to go through the list right now, but
yeah.
No, but I hear you. Listen,
you know what I mean?
About it.
It feels like a lot of the people watching now are seeing a Crystal Method for the first time, which is awesome. But it's like, if you watch all the seasons and you saw Sharon Needles walk down that runway and have blood spurt out of her mouth and like in a mummy costume, then you've seen the form broken before, and then you can like kind of see it in a different way. But I think a lot of people watch the season for the first time on season 11 or season 12, and their eye immediately goes to the person who is not wearing like female boobs in a wig.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting. The thing is, the beauty of television is none of what we think actually matters. And that's the beauty of television. And that's how you do great reality competition TV. And it's just, so they've done a great job with it. I love Drag Race. It's one of my favorite shows. I love watching it and I love getting into it. And I'm rooting on all the queens, but yeah, I'm happy with this top 4 that they're doing. It's great. And kudos to Jackie. I love you so much. And
she's so great. I want you to be on the show, Tammy. And I've said that to you since day one. I think I'm not blowing smoke up your gay little puss. I really think that if you were on that show, you would go so fucking far, because what people fall in love with on that show, like Heidi N Closet didn't have the best makeup and she didn't have the best looks, but it didn't fucking matter, because you have what I think, and I really, really hope that, I think you know this about yourself already. You have a personality that like people would kill for, like, and people love to see.
Well, I love you. Thank you.
I love you too.
My thing with Drag Race is, and I've said it like over the years, drag has become a thing where everybody is like, when are you doing Drag Race? Have you auditioned? Whatever. My thing about Drag Race is like, I'm I'm ready to do Drag Race when I'm ready. I've seen a lot of people go into the Drag Race thing, and I know what it takes. I know how difficult it is, and I know what the world expects from you. So for me, it may be me being shy about it, and maybe whatever, but it's about doing it when I'm ready to do it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I don't want to go when I'm not ready to go. So we'll see. I will be on Drag Race one day. As long as it keeps happening, I will be there. And I'm excited about it.
That's in the damn universe, bitch. And if you're sitting here in the comment section, you're watching this, I want you to know Tammy is gonna go when she's ready to go. But
I'm going when I'm ready to go.
But we the viewers are ready for you to go, bitch, because I am not kidding. Like when I was on Las Culturistas, I was like, if there's one drag show that I want to see, shout out. If there's one drag show that I want to see, it's Tammy Spenks show. Because who is going to eat wings on stage? Only you.
It's me. I'll eat wings, and Britta might too.
Oh, Britta! Shout out to Britta! Pew 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 pew.
Shout out to Britta Filter.
Speaking of the editing of television, we've talked about this with like every queen that's been on here, but we love Britta so much. She's one of our goodest Judies, and what you've seen on TV isn't necessarily all-encompassing of a person.
Yeah. No, I actually want to say something about that right now. So Britta is one of my best friends. Britta and I started drag together, and here's what I want to say. So anyone that's a Drag Race fan, to anyone that, is really into that scene and gets into the girls' lives and, wants to follow them. Britta Filter is one of my great friends, and she was on Drag Race this season. And listen, the thing that the girls do on camera when they're on set, that's all on them. It's all on them. They do what they do. That's how a television show is made. We all know this. Britta, she had the edit this season, and she is the first person to say, like, I said all those things, but she did have the edit this season of the person that was sort of a villain. As one of my best friends, I have to say, like, the things that she's received this season, like watching one of my best friends get death threats every night after every episode airs, after everyone, coming for her, just the Drag Race community is amazing in so many ways, but there's also so much of the Drag Race community that is fucking horrible. And you call yourself a Drag Race fan, but if you're really a Drag Race fan, you understand that this is a reality show. Like, these people you're sending these messages to and coming for, like, these are real people. Britta was getting death threats like for a month straight. Like, she had to get off the internet. That's like how bad it was. And this is someone that I love and that I know, and they are not that way in their heart. Like, Britta does not deserve that. So we've all been, supporting her and lifting her up through this, but she was the one this season that got that fucking chop and got that, dark cloud over her edit this whole season. And it's like, whatever. It's just, I feel for people. And that's one of the things that makes people nervous about going on Drag Race. It's like, you go on a TV show for what? Like, for people to come for you and give you death threats and threaten your life for what you're doing and on a television studio. It's like, so anyway, anyone that's watching this as a Drag Race fan, chill the fuck out. First of all, it's just drag. We don't take it that seriously. And you have to remember, you're watching an edited TV show. No one deserves to be threatened to be killed from this show. This show was built on love. RuPaul is about love at the heart of it all. And everyone chill out.
I love that. And I agree so wholeheartedly. And it's, you're right. Like, they say what they say, they do what they do. And so they're responsible for that. But at the same time, it's also like, you're only seeing what is shown to you. Like, everyone 100%. Has like multiple, like, I've lived with you, I've lived with Britta for a year, and like, everyone has their ups and downs, and every contestant that was on that show has had moments like what Britta's shown on the show, but she was brave enough to just be herself and like say what she was feeling. And the TV picked that up. And you watchers, You're so lucky that she did that. And you better eat it
It
up,
was
because
the biggest spice of the season. What,
agreed,
honest to God, I love everyone on the show, but once Britta left the show this year,
something was missing.
boring for a moment. Boring.
Nicole Byer said that on Drag Her too. She was like, do I agree with everything Britta did on the show? No. Did I miss her so much the moment she was gone? Yes, because Mama Untucked was unwatchable after that. The show was still fantastic, but like she brought the actual fire to what was to like, we need that. We want to see people have conflict and then figure it out and work through it. We don't want to watch people hiding behind a wall in fear of getting bad at it.
I watched Britta go through this whole season, and we're close friends, so we've been in contact through it all. But you know, I went back and watched old episodes of Drag Race, like older seasons. The way these queens were, the shade, the reads, they were wild before. You look back at these famous fights that we love from reality TV Drag Race. Shangela going in on Mimi on first. I don't have a sugar daddy. If I wanted to have a sugar daddy, I could have a sugar daddy because I'm what? That bitch. You're not that kind of girl.
That ended in a physical altercation.
Can you imagine that? And then she threw a drink on her. She threw a drink in her face. And that's Shangela, who we love.
I just watched season 5.
Britta didn't even throw a drink on anyone.
Title of that.
Didn't even throw a drink on anyone.
Britta didn't even throw a drink on anyone.
I know.
You guys have any questions for us in the comments or what? It just went up a viewer and then down a viewer immediately. Someone came in and then said, no, ma'am, I'm done with this.
Woo!
Woo! Well, hey, what were your slumber parties like growing up?
Oh yeah, slumber party moment. All right. So I have 2 slumber party stories to share. My first one is from 7th grade. So when I grew up, my first slumber party memory is from 7th grade. I was my 13th birthday party. It was my first year at a new school, and it was my time to start all over. So I had a bunch of people over. I went to a new school that year. I made a lot of new friends because hello. And I had the boys over for my 13th birthday party. Of course, they were like the boys. Like I played basketball there for a year, which if you can imagine, wasn't good. And I had boys over for my 13th birthday party. So my biggest story is my first 13th birthday party, I had 6 boys over and we're 13 years old. So some of them were like really men, and the other ones were like hadn't gone through that transition yet. And of course I was just waiting, I was just like, oh my God, here we go. So I can't believe I was telling this story. Anyway, I had a 13th birthday party. It was a sleepover party. And somehow I turned this into a sexual, eroticized, gay 13th birthday party and made all the straight boys get naked in my bedroom. And I don't know the rest of the story, but all I remember is my first summer party memory was collecting like 6 straight boys from my new school and having them come over for my 13th birthday party. And everybody ended up naked and probably like jerking off. I don't know.
I'm so glad you're telling this story because Peter's no longer doing the podcast with me. Listeners, I'll talk to you about it a little bit more in depth. Basically, we're still very good friends. He didn't want to do it anymore. He's moving on to other stuff. He's got another podcast. But what we both always loved about this and why I want to continue it is hearing these stories about like, these are so unique to gay people. Like this gay sexual awakening that
Slumber
happened.
party, gay parties.
Well, Peter and I both never had this. Like, that is why we want to do this, is like, we wanted so badly to be open enough with ourselves to hook up with the kids.
Convince a party of 6 underage men to take their clothes off. Yeah.
When you were also underage.
Of course I was underage. Yeah.
So your peers your age at the time, you want to explore that side of yourself, and we never did that. So it's so fascinating. You are one of now, I think there's been 53 episodes of this show. 53 people, every single
You're like
person has a
53
story like
people have gotten men naked that were not gay.
you. We're not.
Listen, there was no like
Gay.
coercion either. Everyone had a great time. I'm gonna say that. And I don't even know the boys that were at that birthday party. So I'm so famous that if you're watching this, like I'm not coming for you, but you know, that was my slumber party memory that stuck out.
Well, I think a lot of people do that, right? Like that's what you're trying to figure out as a little queer kid. You're like, what is my even or as a little straight kid, like you're trying to figure out your body and it's like a lot of hormones coming at you at once. I mean, I'm 19 now, so this only happened for me 6 years ago. So I really remember what puberty was like because I am so young.
You're so young.
Just so young. Trey Gerald says, Little Caesars, Domino's, or Pizza Hut. My mom's gonna order. I say Domino's. Maybe I'll order Domino's.
Ooh, Domino's. I love Domino's too. I love Domino's too. They have that 2 for $5.99, 2 pizzas or more. But now they've extended it to appetizers. You can get appetizers and pizzas.
Mama, absolutely yes. Cover your face. What are you gonna do for food on Fire Island? What are you gonna do for food?
Oh, honey, believe me, I'm fine with the food.
Are the restaurants open for takeout?
So there's one restaurant that's open for food takeout, and 2 of the places have opened. It's a whole different world out here. We're figuring it out, you know. It's a lot of just locals and people that have shares now, but bars are not open. So it's like quarantining everywhere else, but I just, you know, a little more of a beautiful landscape, if you will.
And I will. Yeah, you're taking it one step at a time, one foot then another. Do I have a beautiful voice? Voice?
You sound beautiful. You sound like Shoshana Bean.
Oh my God, stop it. Stop it. How dare you say that in front of Medina? Can I tell you I was so intimidated to live with you because I was an acting major in college. I was not a musical theater major. And I had seen you perform at your showcase and you sounded so beautiful singing the Susical song. What was the song?
Did you think I was frozen that whole time?
You're so stupid.
The song was Alone in the Universe.
This is almost gone. I'm alone in the universe. Wow. But when I lived with you, I was so intimidated and I didn't know what to do. Anyone who's watching right now, if you have any questions for us, ask us some questions. But also it's that time of the night, Tim, with our slumber party let's have fun. So
let's have fun.
Actually, let's have fun. Let's play some party games. If you in the comments have any games you want us to play, let us know. But I'm gonna throw some out at you right now. Tammy, Spenks. Let's have fun. My first slumber party game for you, since we're at a slumber party, is would you rather live in a world without ranch dressing or live in a world without a Chili's restaurant?
I would rather live in a world without a Chili's.
Because
I couldn't live without ranch dressing. Couldn't live.
I agree.
Couldn't do it.
Okay, that's good. Would you rather, number 2? I'm making this up off the top of my head, if you can't tell.
I love it.
I am drunk. Would you rather?
Me too.
Would you rather? James laughing in the background. Would you rather poop? Would you rather poop every time you bottom? Every time, everywhere, poop everywhere. Or would you rather, when you top, you accidentally, just one time when you top, your penis goes too far in and you paralyze them from the legs down?
Oh my God.
You gotta choose. You gotta choose.
Okay, I choose.
Are we gonna get canceled from this?
I don't know. I don't know.
Good news.
I look like
There's only 7 people
Sebastian.
watching.
I think that I would rather than to paralyze someone with my big dick. I think that I would rather poop every time I give up.
Every time, and you poop everywhere, not just a little poop. You poop everywhere.
Then to fuck up one person's life forever.
But just one person.
Why are you doing this to me?
Or this is every time. From now your age now, 45 until you're dead at 53.
How dare you? Oh my God. I mean, yeah, I have to say I'd have to shit every time. What am I gonna say? Yeah, fuck it up. Paralyze a person.
That's disturbing. I would shit every time. You're a disturbing person for saying that. Okay, marry, fuck, kill. Marry, fuck, kill. Adina, Shoshana, Eden.
Marry Eden, fuck Shoshana, kill Idina.
Okay, that will be the end of Slumber Party. Thank you so much for listening, everyone. That is enough out of you. That's enough.
I can't do this under pressure.
I'm angry at you right now.
I know. What was yours?
Something
What was yours?
Changed within me.
What was yours?
What
was yours, Murray? Tim Murray.
Marry Adina, because here's the tea, mama. And
I almost said marry Idina.
Yeah, well, you didn't. Here's the tea, mama. And people can come for me. They can say what they want. They can be angry.
I love you, Idina Menzel, if you're watching.
Adina is watching. James can laugh in the background if you want. I don't care. I saw Idina Menzel in this Broadway musical when I was 18 years old, and I will never forget it. People love to shit on Adina. They love to say, like, oh, she can't sing. Shut up. She can sing, number 1. And number 2, when I saw her, she was a tall tree of a person in this show. She was Elphaba, mama. That's beautiful. Why she played the part.
She won an award for the role. Like, she's incredible.
She won an award?
Oh my God, I don't want to kill Idina. I don't want to.
Well, I put you in a tough position because you do have to kill one.
Me.
I put you in a tough position because you do have to kill one. But here's the thing. People forget that she truly was that role. Like, she walked out on stage I saw Shoshana after her, and Shoshana was good, but she sounded incredible. But mama, Adina had the
Idina gave it.
And Eden is great as well, but the real answer is you, Stephanie J. Block is the one, and Naomi and the true and the real.
She originated the role, babe. She originated the role.
Workshops, mama, don't ever forget.
Well, I think I have diarrhea right now. I don't know.
We should probably wrap up this episode, but thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
So fun. I love you.
Thank you everyone for tuning in. And if you're listening to this podcast, please support Tim Murray and the Slumber Party podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. My name is Tammy Spenks. I love you all. And
Tammy, where you do drag, live on Instagram now. Where can people tip you if they want to send you a tip? I'm not bullshitting when I say Tammy Spenks is my favorite drag show that I've ever seen.
Tim, I love you so much for that. I really do.
What's your Venmo?
My Venmo is at Tammy Spenks, TMMYSPANX, and the same with my Instagram. And thank you guys so much. And Tim, thank you for having me. I love you.
I'm putting that in the comments. Is your Venmo? Thank you so much for doing this, Tammy. This was an absolute blast. And not to be a bummer, but like, we said we were going to do this when we talked to each other. Let's pour one out. Let's have a drink to Irv, who we love so much. And I love you. And I know this has been a really hard couple of weeks for you. And I love you so much. And I think that you're such an important person in my life. And you're loved by so many. And I'm so glad that you are on Fire Island, that you're safe in these crazy times.
I love you too. Cheers, Tim. Thank you.
I love you, gay bitch.
Thank you all for tuning in.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye now. Bye-bye. How do I end it? How do I end the live, I wonder? Oh, here we go.